think you all got to be aligned to a common goal, right? There's got to be real accountability as well in that. And you got to communicate effectively, right? And that means communicate the good and the bad, et cetera. And so, right, alignment to a common goal, super easy, right? If you want to win and you got people on your team who don't want to win or aren't super passionate about winning, you got a problem. Right. And with that, I call that like, you got to have the right people on the bus. You got to have the right people on the bus at the right time. And you got to have those people in the right seats. Right. And you got to be able to communicate to get people moved, et cetera. So, yeah.
And the accountability piece, real accountability. It's a big topic, I guess. But any tips you've learned through your professional sporting career and then heading up a performance-based company around accountability? How is accountability established and maintained?
I think accountability is super hard because it's very uncomfortable. In the pro sports setting, right? You're dealing with the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. Yeah. And it's ruthless, right? People come and go, right? They get rid of you and nobody wants to be the guy or the gal that lets the team down, right? It's not like that everywhere. And that's okay, right? People are passionate about different things. And that's the one thing in the business world you have to remember is momentous is not life, right? It is not everybody in my business and in my business to come or in my business past wakes up and thinks momentous is the only thing that matters. In pro sports, you wake up and you design your day, your life around pro sports. That is not what happens in the real world. And it's hard. And it makes accountability even harder, right? In that. And so I think the key to accountability in business, and I failed at a lot of this because it's hard. And people are very different. And, I am wired and my co-founder are wired very, very right. We came out of very high performance environments where we got direct feedback often. And people left because they didn't want to, because they got told to, or they made. And so I think the thing in business, it's communication. It's making sure you tell people up front what the expectations are, because if you don't share the expectations up front, then when you have to deliver news that they're not performing, it's very hard, right? When, if I expected you to draw a green tree and you drew a brown tree and I was like, your tree sucks, it should have been green, had nothing to do with anything else. I could have just said, hey, draw me a green tree, right? Like, I expect a green tree. Don't care what it is, right? Like how it's drawn, like you draw me a green tree. Anyway, so it's setting clear expectations up front, right? And that's part of communicating. And then just having check-ins. And I think also creating this culture and people around you, people in the team that also are saying, hey, this person's not pulling their weight, right? Because I can't always know. And, you need accountability and policing amongst the team. And you want players that are always right, lifting everybody else. And once you start feeling like people are pulling other people down, you got to get rid of them, right? And the mistake that I will say that I've made is I haven't made fast enough decisions on people. And that's tough. But I look back at what made some of the best teams that I played on successful. They made really fast decisions on people, right? And it's different. Like pro sports and elite sports are so different than the company, right? Because you have a person who's in customer service, right? That might be 23 years old out of college, that does not have the same passion, drive, right? To build, like they want to build something special, but that's not why they're there, right? They might want to go camping on the weekends and protect, like always take an hour and a half lunch. And that's okay. Like you need those people in business and in your company, because not everybody can be hardwired a certain way. And it's hard. It's hard for me. Hi, I'm Jeff Byers, CEO and founder of Momentous, a leading high performance company, and you're listening to the Physical Performance Show.